Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. The news is live from our studios here at Kokomlemle. It's Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. In Kumasi, we are live on Love 99.5 FM, an affiliate across Ghana's 16 regions, including Bewa Radio, Yendi, Gaskia FM, Techiman, Jata FM in Karaga, and KTU Radio in Koforidua. For our global audience, you can download the My Joy Online app from Play Store and App Store to listen live. In this edition, hundreds of residents of the former refugee camp Bujumbura mass up, vowing to resist a planned shutdown of the camp following concerns it has become a den for criminal gangs.
My name is Fred Asante Kotoko, but I use a Liberian passport because I've opted to be, I've sworn allegiance to be a Liberian. So I think we don't have anywhere to go from here. Most of the people here are Liberians. Some of them are mothers, they have children, they are not working, they are unemployed.
We're live in the area. Hundreds of persons trapped as at least 40 communities are cut off from the Kintampo township in the Bono East region following rains which washed away a bridge linking the town to other districts. Also, imagine an app that tells you your risk of getting flooded.
We have two sessions, which tells you about water level within your community, depending on the impact and then your community.
For Tech Thursday, we'll tell you about the Meteorological Agency's flooding warning system.
Without mincing words, we are so frustrated. We feel disrespected about the way our allowances are paid, as if it's a favor being done us.
His government broke or priorities are simply misplaced. Minority in Parliament questions as members of the judiciary becomes the latest to express their frustration about government's handling of the allowances and other conditions of service.
We have two sessions,
We have details of that in sports.
For the first time, Ghana will have a representation in the CAF Women's Champions League, and Hazakis ladies who are representing the country are ready. We hear from their coach in about 20 minutes.
And later in showbiz, flowing like a Scorpio.
Same side as preacher and Drizzy, you but they feel me. Scorpio stings and things, I'm just the real me. Scorpio stings and things, I'm just the real me.
Rapper manifests out with another banger, Scorpio Flow, already in the trends. That and more in this edition of the Midday News with me, Emefa Apau. Thanks for choosing us. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism.
And we are the one who developed this particular land we are on. It was a complete bush forest, almost 31 years since Liberian been here.
This afternoon, hundreds of residents of the former refugee camp Bujumbura in the Gomoa East municipality of the Central region have massed up at the frontage, vowing to resist a planned shutdown of the facility. The municipal assembly there issued a September 30 deadline for all persons habiting the camp to vacate following concerns by chiefs and opinion leaders. It has become a den for criminals. We'll go live to the area and speak to my colleague Joseph Akable, who is on the beat for us. Joseph, bring us up to speed on the situation on the ground. Are residents moving?
And so some few of them are actually packing out of the places. In the last few minutes that we have been here in the former refugee camp, we've seen vehicles that are conveying items, housing items and other materials belonging to persons moving out. But majority of them are still here. And what happened is that since morning, they met in front of the St. Gregory Catholic Hospital. It's a community center. They just met at the front where they've been venting their frustration and saying that they are being asked to move, but they don't know where exactly they are supposed to go to because they simply do not have finances, neither do they have any means of traveling to their home country.
I packed my things already. I don't know anywhere to go. I don't even have money there. Don't even go and rent the house. So all people are on the camp. They don't even have money there. They even afford to buy things for themselves.
They said
they are speeding to the Ghana government.
They said they gave some money to you guys. Have you received some?
I have not received my own.
So tomorrow you'll still be here?
I will be here. I don't have anywhere to go.
Well, I don't know where I'm moving from here. I've been on the camp since 96. There is nowhere for me to move because, as you can see, passports that are supposed to be given to us for us to move have not been given to us yet. So I think the first thing, we are only appealing to the government to give us ample time to be able to sort ourselves out. Because you can see, everybody, most of the people here are Liberians.
Even if you were to give people eviction notice, it shouldn't have been in just a month time after staying here for 30 years.
Do you get a sense among your colleagues that they are going to
People are moving based on the fear that came from the authority, from the district chief executive.
But personally, are you going to move from here?
I don't.
Well, Joseph, these are the residents that you've been interacting with earlier. I would assume that you've been able to speak to authorities on this particular plan and when exactly they are hoping to carry
a meeting with some officials. But we received that notice that was sent out to them, and the notice makes the point that in terms of the last day for the day to move, it's today. But in terms of the day of the demolition, it says it can happen anytime after September 30. And so that is a communication that they've planned for many years for that matter. And so the expectation is that they will abide by the agreements and the discussions that have been held over the period and relocate.
A demolition, of course, from what we've heard from the Municipal Assembly, is the issue about the place becoming a den for criminals. You've been putting that to the residents.
Their country, they hold a view that they live peacefully, and they allege that there's some other West African nationals who moved in here who are the criminals who come and hide within them. And so they say in terms of the procedure by way of criminal prosecution, among others. And so they don't think that that should be a basis for them to flush out other innocent people who simply do not have places to relocate to but are living here. And so that is been their response to that claim of being criminals here.
And that's my colleague Joseph Akable joining us from the area. Thank you. Well, let's bring in, thankfully, the DC for the area, Mr. Solomon Kwam. We're grateful for your time here on the Midday News. So we've been to the site, and it looks like residents have key concerns about moving from the camp. They feel that they need more time to do this. And then also you were supposed to provide some passports for them to be able to move. All these have not been done. So they feel that it is not time for them to move. How do you respond to that?
Thank you, Madam, and good afternoon to your listeners, and particularly those in Gumwa East, including Budumburam, which is the subject matter of discussion. I'm happy you said you have visited the place, and as for the concerns you are hearing, they are expected. As for more time, unfortunately, I don't have that authority to grant it or deny it. I am working under instruction because the demolition was not sanctioned by myself or my office. It is something coming from the presidency, and as we even speak, I am, if you like, an acting DCE. So all these are under the purview of the regional minister and, for that matter, the presidency. So the extension of time cannot come from me.
Okay, so Mr. Kwam, give us an understanding of what directive exactly you received from the presidency for being the reason for this demolition.
As for the reasons, came from the residents and then the chiefs of the area, that the place is gradually becoming so unsafe in terms of security breaches and all that. Apart from that, the camp itself had ceased to exist since 2010 because the UNHCR, the Ghana Refugee Board, all came to declare the place as a non-camp, non-existent anymore. That they say is a non-active camp. So by 2010, 2014, my understanding was that they repatriated quite a number back home, and those that remained, they gave them money to relocate from the camp. So that ended the camp operations. And unfortunately, a few of them refused to relocate, even after they had been given those packages. And this is coming from the Refugee Board. It's not even coming from my office or any other ministry, the Refugee Board. those people were given money to relocate, but some refused, and they remained there. And some of our own nationals and other nationals also infiltrated to join and to create the situation that we have been lamenting over for all these years.
But there are those we've interacted with who say that even though they are Liberians and all, they were born here, they have nowhere to go, they don't consider themselves refugees at this point. Is there any hope really for them?
Yeah, I am not denying that. And nobody has said they must leave Ghana. They were born in Ghana, and I can understand that you are dragging me into nationality. So once they are born here, you want to tell me, yes, they are Ghanaians. So that is okay. And nobody is asking them to leave Ghana. All we are saying is that the camp is no more a camp. In fact, the camp belongs to some families. The land belongs to some families. And therefore, as I speak just this morning, those families, some came to meet me, and they are all behind the fact that they need their land back.
Okay, so are you reclaiming the land to give it back to the family, or there's an intended purpose for it?
Yeah, yes, there is, because we have all agreed to use it for other purposes. We're talking of a model SHS. We are talking of a market for them, based on agreed, if you like, dividends for all affected land, if you like, families who own the land. And just this morning, I met one of them. We have met quite a number previously, all geared towards the demolition. So the fact that somebody is now a Ghanaian is uncontestable, and nobody is challenging that.
Okay.
What we are saying is that the land itself has to come back for other uses. And that is what the government wants to do.
So briefly, when exactly?
Ultimatum.
Okay, so today is 30th. When exactly will the demolition be done?
Come again?
When exactly will the demolition exercise take place?
That is a national security matter. My job was to sensitize them up to 30th of this month, which ends today.
Okay.
The remaining is coming from them, and they could come any time after today.
We're grateful. That's the DCE for Ogumwai, Solomon Kwam, there speaking to us about that demolition. We'll be hearing from some residents of the Budumburam camp who are not eager to leave the place, but concerns have been raised about it becoming a den for criminals. Now, hundreds of persons are unable to cross to their villages. At least 40 communities are cut off from the Kintampo township in the Bono East region. It follows heavy rains which have resulted in floods there. Correspondent Anna Sabit reports a major bridge linking Kintampo to the district in the region has been washed away, cutting off these communities. Anna Sabit thankfully joins us on the line. Anna, bring us up to speed on the situation there now.
For the people here are stranded. It's been 4 days since the situation happened. There's this road network linking the Kintampo township to New Longo and then to the Upper West region. A bridge was under construction, and so the contractor had to do some temporary bridge to aid his work. This temporary bridge has been washed away by torrential rains. It rained this morning, and it's compounding the situation with residents currently stranded, unable to get to their farms, those who are supposed to go to the farm, and then those who are supposed to go to the Kintampo township are equally stranded here, do not know what to do next.
So it's been 4 days and nothing at all has been done about the situation?
The contractor, we know, has been here. He has done something temporary. Some huge stones have been poured in parts of the bridge to aid people to step over into or to and from where they want to go. But vehicles and motorbikes cannot cross as we speak now. We understand the regional minister visited, and we don't know what they are doing as we speak now.
That's my colleague Anna Sabet bringing us up to speed on the situation in the Bono East region. I'll stay on related issues when it comes to flooding and rains, because whenever you want to rent or build, a simple mobile app can tell you the risk of flooding in that area. It's an app built by the Ghana Meteorological Agency to help people in the capital to stay safe whenever it rains.
So in this app, we have two sessions basically, which tells you about water level within your community, whether you are at a high risk, low risk, or moderate risk, depending on the impact, and then your community, the community especially, whether you are a flood-prone zone, you can be able to determine this water level there. And this water level is informed by the weather forecast that is issued, based on the estimated amount of rainfall expected over your community. This forecast is issued 3 times daily from 6 a.m. in the morning, then we update in the afternoon, and also for the evening. If we expect any higher rainfall that will cause flood more than expected, we could also update that at any time that the weather is expected to cause that event. For the start, it just covers 3 parts within the Greater Accra area, which is East, West, and AMA.
It's a good time to download this particular app put together by the Ghana Meteorological Agency, and that's for Tech Thursday today. Now, is government broke or priorities are simply misplaced? Questions begging for answers from the ranking member of the Finance Committee of Parliament, Dr. Ato Forsing, following the lamentations of judges and magistrates about the handling of the allowances and other conditions of service, which they say is appalling. Speaking at the opening of the annual general meeting of the Association of Magistrates and Judges of Ghana, its president, Justice Senyo Jamefe, said it has now become an annual battle to get the allowances paid, while raising concerns about their security and safety of their new residential facilities after they were relocated to pave way for the construction of the National Cathedral. Listen.
As of September 2021, that's this month, we still have not received any fuel allowance for the year. Mr. Chairman, it is so frustrating to say the least. Without mincing words, we are so frustrated. We feel disrespected about the way our allowances are paid, as if it's a favor being done us. The houses are directly on the flight path. The force with which the heavy planes take off directly affect the houses. The doors and other items shake when the heavy planes fly over. In fact, 2 days ago, one of my flower vases got broken because my house is the first, so I experienced the heaviest noise. As of today, we still don't have any CCTV cameras in the Supreme Court room, let alone the other courts. We dare say management is taking the security of judges for granted. We have incidents of hooligans entering a court in session to snatch an accused standing trial. A stitch in time, they say, saves 9.
Well, that's the president of the Justice and Magistrates Association of Ghana, Justice Senyo Jamefe there. Well, the Finance Ministry is not readily available to provide answers on the delays, but a ranking member of the Finance Committee of Parliament and former Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. Ato Forsing, expressed surprise about the development and cautioned government about the larger impact on justice delivery in the country. He spoke on the Joy News desk.
I urge the government to ensure that things of this nature doesn't happen, because it demoralizes the judges and we know what it means. There are mechanisms in place both at the Ministry of Finance and the Comptroller and Accountant General's Department that ensures that these allowances are paid promptly. So I'm surprised that the government is not paying this promptly. Something is certainly wrong. It may be that government is broke and the money is not there, that is why they are finding it difficult to pay. Or it may be that government priority is wrong. They are using the money to pay for other things that they are not supposed to. And probably they are using what they are supposed to use in paying the judges is being used in paying others. I believe that this is something that we should interrogate. Because certainly, as I've said, failure to remunerate your judges appropriately will have a very negative impact on the economy. I think the government must handle this matter urgently. And I can assure you that I will discuss this with the chairman of the Finance Committee, and when we are to come back, hopefully by 19th of October, Parliament will sit on this matter and we will discuss it to ensure that the right thing is done for the judiciary, particularly the lower and then the Superior Court of Justice.
That's the ranking member of the Finance Committee of Parliament, Dr. Ato Forsing. Now, Chairman of the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament, Kwame Emedu-Intwi, assured the judiciary that the legislative arm of government will deal decisively with their concerns.
We should not be blaming everybody, while the blames must not be going on the government. When it comes to salary, there are no problems in this country. But when it comes to allowances, then maybe somebody is dragging the feet somewhere, or maybe it's the responsibility of another person because of the noble profession that they belong to. they should actually exercise restraint. Now, Parliament is on recess, so it's about the first time I'm hearing this. And I think I would work with my colleagues when we resume, not only the judges and magistrates, but all other institutions that will be receiving allowances from government. So I would plead with them. They should leave it with some of us on the other side of the arm of government, the three arms of government. We would have to speak for them and come to their aid.
That's the chairman of the Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee of Parliament, Kwame Eyimedu Entry. This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We've been to the refugee camp in Budumburam, where residents there are vowing to resist a planned shutdown of the camp following concerns it has become a den for criminal gangs. We've been hearing from the DCE of the area, who insist that they must move. When we return, we have sport, and then later in showbiz, rapper Manifest out with another banger. Scorpio Flow already in the trends.
Same side as Preacher and Dreezy, you better feel me. Scorpio stings and things, I'm just the real me. Scorpio stings and things, I'm just the real me.
Anniversary of service from Ghana with Qatar Airways, and discover incredible offers to amazing destinations around the world. For a limited time, benefit from our special savings when you book by 8th October 2021 for travel until 31st March 2022. Terms and conditions apply. Visit QatarAirways.com. Qatar Airways, the airline you can rely on.
Thanks for sticking with the best. It's time for sports. Gary Al Smith has the very latest.
Thank you, MFI. And for the first time, Ghana will have a representation in the CAF Women's Champions League, and Hazakis ladies are ready. The head coach of the side is Yusuf Basigi, and he's commented on their group that they've been given. They are same group with Wadi Degla of Egypt, AS Mandi of Mali, and Equatorial Guinean side Malabu Kings in Group A. Here's his reaction.
These are all champions that are going to meet. So for me, I would term it as a top group. All of us are going with one mode. All the 8 class are meeting there with one mode, the ultimate. So we are all going with the ultimate, but it's too early for one to say that, I'm going to win the trophy, because we have not even been in the competition yet. But to impress means that we are going to make an impact.
Basigi will be in Group A together with the 3 teams, like I said, but Group B also brings together Asfar from Morocco, Mamelodi Sundowns, ladies of South Africa, Rivers Angels of Nigeria, and Kenya's Vihiga Queens. They'll all be playing in November.
Thank you very much, Gary. With sports, I'll take you to Kumasi now, where traders operating around the central prison there have indicated their businesses are not thriving due to an unpleasant smell emanating from the toilet system at the prison facility. They have therefore called for an immediate intervention to avert a major environmental health disaster.
I'm a security man who works at night. Every morning, I find it difficult going back home to have some rest after a long night. This is due to the bad scent from the prison. Authorities at the prison have indicated they are having challenges in managing the sanitary condition of the facility due to increasing number of convicts and suspects. The prison, which presently houses 1,900 inmates, including 945 suspects on remand, is situated in the central business district of Kumasi. Deputy Director of Prisons, Akwasia Samoa Finin, explains that there are provisions in the pipeline to fix the problem.
KMA is a more new system of toiletry.
I've written to the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, and they have indicated they will include the prison in the newly designed toilet system for the region. They've promised to build a larger septic tank for the prison. He further indicated a biodigester is presently under construction to be utilized for gas production for the prison. Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
Now, organizers of the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair are promising a bigger and better event as they prepare to hold the final mini clinic this weekend at the Junction Mall. Patrons have loaded the 2 previous mini clinics, which provided them with the opportunity to decide whether to build or buy their homes.
I'm an engineer myself, so I decided to pass by to see what is being offered, especially in the area of lands, and I've been impressed.
You come around and you see different products that we have in stock, and then that better also informs you as to whatever recommendations you can also make to clients.
It's a good opportunity from Joy News, and so we are making some sales, yes. Thanks to Joy News, of course, yes.
Some patrons of the previous mini clinics. Well, you have to join us there for this one if you missed out on the ones at Achimota Retail Center. And then, of course, West Hills Mall. We're heading to the Junction Mall. And Max Fuga is General Manager, Sales and Marketing at the Multimedia Group. And he's been talking about the final mini clinic.
This is the largest of the three. We have registered 30 exhibitors so far for just the third clinic. And we have a lot of service providers. So we are not only looking at people in the real estate sector, we are looking at people who are also providing housing accessories. So the third edition is bigger and better and promises to be more exciting than the previous two. And I can assure you that if 30 people have registered for just the third clinic, then you can imagine what will happen at the main fair, which is scheduled for the last weekend in October.
And that's Max Fuga, General Manager, Sales and Marketing at the Multimedia Group. Let's meet at the Junction Mall. To build or to buy is the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair.
Are they amazed these folks and teleporting cooks? My feature all to gloat, animal turtle my goods. Beats in a Harry Shakari, I move at high speed. Snap, they chatty on stories, I peep on IG. Why me? Balotelli, I dream. Maybe sing, messy.
All right.
And that's the Scorpio. Will we hear it at the Habitat Fair?
Definitely. So make sure that you come on Saturday and Sunday. But that's a new song released by Manifest, and it's been trending on social media. And it's in anticipation of his new album, Medina to the Universe. Let's listen to the song one more time.
Walk around in the Philippines with the Philistines. I'm Dutch in any vicinity, I fulfill a dream. No, I'm not a rapper. I'm an ideas company. If you come for me, ready for the guillotine, I'm making headway. Hot race, I'm in a far place. Absolutely. Switch up like I was Barclays. 38 special flow. No, they talk our age. Godfather thing, kiss the ring before we party. Of course, I've been intrigued by the scene. I stitch and seam from the same region as Celestine. You see the lean on me, Bill Withers with a scene.
All right, MFR. Today we had.
I wish I can rap.
Oh, no. Please,
Scorpio flow.
We beg you.
We are waiting for Libra flow.
Oh, okay, please, we beg. So Nigeria's bad boy paid us a visit. Jim Ike.
I see how you're doing.
He was looking very fantastic on the television. All right, you know he was involved in a fight.
Guys were late.
Yeah, so he said he'll apologize. He apologized for that. Emma,
okay.
Please, let's focus. Yeah. So he was involved in a fight some 3 weeks ago. A fellow actor accused him of the lifestyle he was living. He said he was into fraud, but
I'm a student of history. I'm a humanist. I want to understand the reason behind the reason. Why would you wake up in the morning and the first order of business for you is how to pull another person down? I wasn't the only one that was caught into this picture, like they say. He caught 3 or 4 other people. I wanted to also prove a point that you can't stay behind the curtains and do these things and think nobody will find you. My point was to tell him I can find anybody I want anytime. I have will. Have resources.
All right, so that's Nollywood actor Jim Ike, but you can go to our Facebook page, Joy Entertainment GH, for more of that.
In fact, the entire interview is on myjoyonline.com. You can play back. Joy FM host Nigerian actor Jim Ike. I'm coming for you, special prosecutor to returning officers who forge results. Judges and magistrates fall on friends at presidency to push for allowances. Justice Jamefe. That and more, myjoyonline.com. I am Emefa Apau on behalf of the entire team. Many thanks for your company. Power of words is our topic for Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil. Up next, please stay.
Hello, please, am I speaking to Miss Joanna Kuma?
Yes, please.
My name is Philip and I'm calling from MTN. Someone has just sent you money and we will need you to enter your PIN number so that we can put the